morning to all my YouTube fans. Got a little question yesterday about the new PARD 008S LRF with ballistic computer. They said, you know, how well does it work? Well, I thought I still haven't got any pellets yet or slugs for my 30 cal air rifle, so I put it this morning on the FX Crown 2, which is a 12 foot-pound 2.2, and I just thought I'd have a go with these new JSB Diablo Hades as well, 15.89 grains. So I've just really done this quite simply. I zeroed it at 20 meters, and I also took a chronograph reading. I've averaged it out at 591 actually over 5 shots. So that was step one. And I've just set out a few targets, and I've been having a bit of a plink on some steel. So I'm going to go and video those targets now and show you sort of how well it did. I've got a few immediate impressions. It's quite early on a Saturday morning. We've got some very bright dawn light, and that does seem to have caused brought a few factors to light. I've also tried this new Donny FL Tanto moderator. I have to say, actually, I've been using the larger Donny FL moderator before now, and on this FX Crown sub 12, I think actually the lighter Tanto hasn't really made a huge difference to the sound reduction, but it has improved the accuracy. And obviously accuracy is a bit of a subjective thing, but it's clearly had a slight beneficial effect on the harmonics of this lighter, shorter sub 12 air rifle. Right, I'm going to go and video the targets now. Just to note, I've range found the targets with this Hawk Endurance rangefinder, which is, you know, just one of the rangefinders I've got. It seems to be quite accurate. I'm running everything in meters. I've input all the ballistic data and everything in meters per second, even though the chronograph's recording in feet. I converted it, that's not a problem. And I've used the ballistic coefficient. I've estimated it around 0.029. I don't have an official one, but I'll start out with that. And obviously, because I've swapped this onto another rifle, I've a lot of this profile E, because it's probably my least powerful rifle. So I'll go with A for the most powerful, and sort of B, C, D, and then I'll use E on this one. So anyway, so I've independently range found these targets, because there's no point, you know, testing, and I will use the word testing this morning because I am testing. There's no point testing the ballistics if I haven't actually got, you know, accurate range finding going on as well, is there? Because that tool is doing both jobs. So that is my independent witness. First of all, the zeroing target, I just started out having a bit of a plink, moved them around a bit, and this one here is probably where I ended up and saved that as my zero, 20 meters. Another one down there, a bit of a wind kicked that one off, I think, but it's not particularly breezy this morning. Maybe I don't know, they didn't feel anything wrong with the shot, but it's just drifted off a bit. But anyway, you can see we've got an approximate zero there for 20 meters. Serious ballistics, I'd probably want to zero it at 50 and then work backwards from that, just because it minimises the error factor over the actual initial 0 point. This was the first target at 47 meters. It hasn't even taken the paint off this one, but it's quite a long way for a sub 12 shot. But if I just back away from this now, you'll see it's actually in very bright sunlight there, and the rangefinder did struggle. I actually had to range find on the tree just behind it, just to and estimate a slight difference on that one. Bright light is never good for rangefinders, and of course on a smaller item with probably less powerful laser, it is going to affect it more. There's also the issue that the display inside is in yellow, and it doesn't give you a huge amount of contrast in very bright morning sunlight. But again, it's primarily a night vision device, so I think it's going to be significantly better in the dark, of course. Target 2 is at 33 meters, and that was the first shot on it. Very happy with that. I just did a reset shot there, a little bit right, but still pretty good for elevation. That's about as far as I shoot, generally speaking, with a sub 12 2.2 anyway for hunting purposes. But I'm very happy with that shot. Range finding on this was a lot better. It's actually in a sort of slightly shadowy spot, which gives you an idea directly of how well it works in bright versus slightly less bright conditions. The green cross underneath the main reticle aim point, which is where the ballistic compensator gives you as the new aim point for the compensated range, was a lot easier to see against this one as well, because it's in slightly dimmer conditions. And I can't say you can complain with that shot, can you? I'm quite happy with that one. This third target is at 27 meters. again, very happy with that. This one's in more sort of broken sunlight, but of course with it being closer, perhaps a little bit easier for the laser. They are, I say it again, they're not in great conditions this morning for a compact laser rangefinder, especially when it's one that's combined with all the other functionality of the PARD. But very happy with that. That would have done the job on a rat, pigeon, rabbit or squirrel. Now just to throw a shorter range one into the mix, that's at 15 meters, that target. So again, it's not perfect, but I'm more than happy with it, and I think it would do the job. And as I say, I have not verified, well, this is the first stage of verifying the ballistics to see A, how the rangefinder works, and B, if I want to tweak my ballistic setup at all. But I have to say, from just the pure sort of guesstimate of a 0.03, 0.029 BC I think I used, versus the I think a 0.031 I used for the JSB standard at 15.89 grains, and a speed of 591 feet per second I think I programmed into it. So that's not a bad start. So I'm quite happy to carry on with this and push it more, refine it, and see how I get on.
Okay, I've just taken the cap off the side so you can hear my thoughts to camera while I'm doing this. So focusing in there, target 1. I'm going to try and range find this. It's in very bright light. Okay, that's giving me an estimated point there. And it's a miss. Let's try another one. You can see it's probably quite tricky to see the yellow against the bright sun. I don't think I'm catching this. I'm using a red reticle today. I think this might appear in yellow on the video. So let me just have a go on that tree.
Just to remind everybody, when you second press the range finding button, the reticle displays a green cross on the lower or upper stadia to show you where the aim over point is calculated for that target range.
2 pellets in there. Oops, fire those off. Okay. Okay, that's giving us a hit. Moving a bit closer. This is in less bright light now.
I swapped the red reticle for daylight use as it gave me a lot greater contrast to see the targets. I had changed from a white reticle, which I think will be my preferred option in darkness.
"32 meters, that's telling me. I'll just reset that so we can see it again. Yeah, happy with that at 32 meters. Shift across to this closer one. That should be on 0 actually. Again, just reset it. Happy with that. Didn't really focus that one, but okay. That's probably better. I'm using picture-in-picture mode on this. I'm not sure whether it'll show or not. You can see the image doesn't seem to have too much latency issue. We can see quite easily. It's not stuttering or anything like that. I'll go on this one. This one's in bright sunlight again. Can't see the yellow against the bright light. It's there. If I hold it against the grass I can see it. 27, 28. Let's go for a shot. And on this one, green cross. I've got a good solid hit there. Slightly above centre perhaps. Just have one more shot. Picking up a little bit of breeze. yeah, I think this is well worth working with.
The next step is to use the rangefinder in weak light conditions, dusk, or even complete darkness. Darkness is probably where it's going to be most likely used by most buyers anyway. That's going to be the best time to test resolution and also contrast to be able to see in the darkness and see how strong the laser is without the intervening bright light that I had on this morning test session. I have to say, over the years, I've done a lot of long-range shooting with both rimfire and centerfire rifles. This is the first time I've really done it with an electronic sight like this, using it in great capability on an air rifle. So I'll be really interested to see how well it sets up. But as usual, verifying ballistics is a thing to do on target, and I'm quite impressed with my first little range day out one morning. I literally got up early, didn't sleep very well, thought I'll go out shooting with the air rifle, see if I have a bit of fun setting this up, see how easy it is to do, because that reflects on real world use, and I can't wait to get using it in darkness and dusk conditions. Thanks for watching, bye for now.